Hi everybody, I hope you guys are having a great day so far. Today's art activity is going to be mixing colors to match autumn colored leaves. I'm going to show you what you need, then you need to go collect your things, wash your hands and come back, alright? So the first thing we need is some paints and a paintbrush. We need a cloth to mop up any spills and to dry our paintbrush, some water, some runny glue, some leaves from your garden. I've found 3 different colors, and some paper. So you quick sticks, go wash your hands and then come back to me. Alright, great. Okay, now that we have collected all our things, I'm just going to set up my tray quickly so that you can see everything nicely. There we go. So the first color leaf that I found is this color. It has a bit of, if I look very carefully, it has a bit of red, a little bit of brown, a little bit of yellow, and maybe a little bit of orange in it. Then I found this very strange color green. It's not the normal tree green, it's more gray and has a tiny little bit of purple in it. And then I found this very special color. This is like a dark maroon mixed with a little bit of purple. So these are the 3 colors that we're going to be mixing today. I'm going to lift the tray up so you can see nicely. And I'm going to put the paint there so you can see which ones I'm using. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to glue our leaves onto our paper so they don't fall off. So I'm just going to put a blob of glue over there and I'm going to glue it down onto my paper just like that. And now it's important to leave a little bit of space between each leaf so that you have space next to your leaf to make your leaf color. And if your leaves don't stick, that's okay, don't worry. They might just need a little bit of pushing down. There we go. So the first leaf I'm going to start off with is this one. So if I look very carefully, I'm going to have to look very carefully to see what colors. The first color I'm going to start off with is this brown paint of mine. Just going to get a little bit of paint on my brush. I'm just going to do a nice big blob next to it so you guys can see. And now that I've used this color, to remember how I made this color, I'm going to do a little blob at the bottom. Now it's darker than this brown, so I'm going to add a little bit of red. Not too much because red is quite a strong color. So a little bit of red goes a long way. There we go. Some red. I'm going to take some red and do a little blob down here. Now I see a bit of orange and maybe a little bit of green. So I'm going to go in with my orange first. Not much, again, because orange is a strong color. I'll do my blob. Orange is a very strong color. And then I'm going to go in with just a tiny, 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 tiny bit of the darker green. So I'm going to do a dark green there. And then I'm just going to mix the dark green in very well. And then I'm going to look at my leaf. Does that work? Does it work? Needs to be a little bit darker. So to make it a tiny bit darker, I'm doing a tiny, tiny little bit of black paint. Not much at all. And I'm going to just mix it in nicely. There we go. That's starting to look the same. What do you think? I think so. So in this one leaf, you can see we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 different colors. Isn't that interesting? In one color leaf. Now we're going to try and mix this green, this very strange color green that we found. So I'm going to use my lighter green as the base color. And I'm going to do a nice big blob over there so you guys can see it nicely. There we go. And now I see a little bit of like a mustard yellow. So I'm using my mustard yellow instead of my bright yellow. And I'm going to mix it all up, mix it up, mix it up. It's coming along, Maybe a little bit of mustard. Oops, I forgot to do my blobs of paint at the bottom. So let me do that before I get confused. I'm going to do mustard next to it. How's that looking? It needs to be a bit darker. So to make it a bit darker, I'm going to add the tiniest little bit of purple. Not much, just a little bit of purple. There's our purple dot before I forget again. And then I'm going to go in and just very carefully and very gently mix that purple in. All together. How's that looking? That's looking pretty good. Whoops. If your paint spills or runs, that's okay. You can just dab it up. It's happening again. There we go. Sorted. Now, I think I'm going to add a little bit more of the lime green on top of it to finish it off. And there we go. Oops. Maybe a little bit more purple. Yep. I think the purples definitely work to make it darker. What do you guys think? It's running away from me again. And there we go. In this green leaf, we have 1, 2, 3 different colors. Now for our last leaf, this really pretty purple maroon colored leaf. This leaf is quite dark, so the first color I'm going to start off with is some red. I'm going to do a nice big splotch so you can see. And then I'm going to do my red dot over there so we remember what color we've done. Okay. Then I'm going to go in with a bit of purple. Then I'm going to go in with a bit of the dark green. Not a lot. The dark green. I'm going to add the dark green to here. That hasn't quite made it dark enough yet. So I'm going to add to this, I'm going to add a little bit of black, not a lot, because black again is also a very strong color. There we go. And there we go. Now you can see this leaf has 4 different colors. 1, 2, 3. And there I've matched and made my autumn colored leaves out of different color watercolors. I hope you guys have enjoyed this. Please send me pictures of what your leaves look like and how you made them. Remember to put your paints at the bottom here so you know which colors you used. So if you want to mix those colors again, you can. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you for joining me. Bye-bye.